Right now, as you watch this screen, a silent war is breaking out in the darkest, most unreachable place on planet Earth. 11,000 meters below the surface, where the pressure can instantly crush a titanium submarine like a soda can.
Lies a treasure worth an estimated $16 trillion.
These aren't ordinary rocks. They are polymetallic nodules, packed with pure cobalt, nickel, and manganese.
They are the holy grail of modern technology, the absolute lifeblood of every electric vehicle, smartphone, and AI supercomputer on Earth. For decades, this massive wealth remained completely safe, buried under millions of tons of freezing black water.
But our lands are running completely dry. The global supply of rare earth metals is rapidly collapsing.
And now, the world's ultimate superpowers have turned their eyes to the last untouched frontier.
An unregulated, lawless territory where tech corporations are racing to deploy monstrous machinery.
This is not a regular mining operation. This is a geopolitical gold rush that could trigger an environmental catastrophe.
A catastrophe that could permanently destroy the balance of our entire planet. Welcome to the Deep Sea Resource Race.
In this video, we uncover the secret operations happening right beneath our oceans. Who owns the bottom of the international waters? And how far will they go to claim it?
The answers are hidden deep within the abyss. Let's dive in.
To understand the scale of this silent war, we must travel to a specific patch of international waters known as the Clarion-Clipperton Zone, spanning over 4.5 million square kilometers. This area is larger than the entire European Union. And it is estimated to hold more cobalt and nickel than all global land reserves combined.
Under international law, no single country owns this zone. It belongs to all of humanity.
But a shadowy, little-known organization in Jamaica holds the keys to this global vault.
Known as the International Seabed Authority, or the ISA, they are responsible for issuing mining licenses.
Behind closed doors, the ISA has already carved up this pristine ocean wilderness into dozens of exploration contracts. Giant corporations from the United States, China, Russia, and the UK have already locked in their claims.
They have spent hundreds of millions of dollars developing technology designed for one single purpose: to vacuum up the ocean floor at an unprecedented scale.
But the ISA is facing massive global backlash. Scientists are warning that we are playing with fire.
Because the Clarion-Clipperton Zone is not an empty desert. It is an alien world teeming with life.
Life that exists nowhere else in the universe.
Many of these organisms grow so slowly that a single footprint in the mud can remain visible for decades.
And now, this fragile ecosystem is about to face a fleet of mechanical monsters.
Mining at 11,000 meters requires machinery that feels like it belongs in a science fiction movie. Take a look at Patariki, a 90-ton mechanical beast built by European engineering firms.
This monster is designed to crawl over the delicate seabed, crushing everything in its path to harvest the nodules.
As it moves, its high-powered internal pumps create a devastating vacuum. It sucks up the top layer of sediment, separating the heavy metal rocks from the mud.
The nodules are then pumped straight up to a massive surface ship through a 3-mile-long vertical pipe.
This process is continuous, running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
The sheer mechanical force required to operate at these depths is mind-blowing. The water pressure is so intense that standard rubber and plastics dissolve or warp within hours.
Everything must be built from specialized titanium alloys and synthetic diamond coatings.
But the mechanical strain is nothing compared to the environmental chaos these machines leave behind.
As the machines scrape the seabed, they kick up gargantuan clouds of toxic underwater dust.
These are known as underwater sediment plumes, and they are the ultimate weapon of mass destruction in the deep sea.
They don't just stay at the bottom. They drift with ocean currents for hundreds of miles,
choking out marine life across multiple layers of the ocean column.
To understand why these sediment plumes are so dangerous, you have to realize how deep-sea life works.
In the absolute darkness of the abyss, animals don't use eyes to see. They use bioluminescence to communicate, hunt, and find mates.
When a mining machine releases a massive cloud of dust, it completely blinds this ecosystem.
The thick mud clogs the delicate filters of deep-sea corals and anemones, slowly suffocating them to death. Even worse, these rocks contain heavy metals like mercury, lead, and copper. When disturbed by the giant drills, these toxic chemicals dissolve directly into the water column.
They enter the food chain at the very bottom, consumed by microscopic plankton. Those plankton are then eaten by small fish, which are eaten by larger predators like tuna and sharks.
Eventually, these toxic heavy metals make their way straight to your dinner plate.
A recent study warned that deep-sea mining could severely contaminate global seafood supplies.
But the damage doesn't stop at pollution. It threatens the global climate cycle.
The deep ocean is the world's largest carbon sink, absorbing over 25% of all human carbon emissions.
Millions of microorganisms trap this carbon and lock it away in the seabed for thousands of years.
By violently disrupting the seabed, we risk releasing that trapped carbon back into the system, accelerating global warming at a speed we have never seen before. If the environmental risks are so terrifying, why are superpowers rushing to start mining?
The answer is simple: total geopolitical dominance.
Right now, China controls over 70% of the world's terrestrial rare earth metals.
They control the processing facilities, the supply chains, and the market prices.
If China decides to cut off the supply, the entire Western tech economy could grind to a complete halt within weeks.
The United States and its allies desperately need an alternative supply, and the ocean floor is their only option.
China knows this, and they are moving aggressively to lock down the international waters. They have already secured 5 major exploration contracts from the ISA, more than any other nation.
Chinese state media has openly stated that deep-sea mining is a core national priority.
Meanwhile, the United States is in a dangerous legal bind.
The U.S. Senate has refused to ratify the UN Law of the Sea Treaty for decades.
Because of this, American corporations cannot technically apply for official UN mining licenses.
To bypass this, American tech giants are funding private shell companies in small island nations like Nauru and Kiribati. These tiny nations sponsor the corporate applications, acting as legal shields for the billionaires. It is a high-stakes game of legal chess
played on a global scale. We are now standing at a critical tipping point in human history.
The International Seabed Authority is facing a final deadline to finalize the official Global Exploitation Code.
Once that code is approved, full-scale commercial mining will begin immediately. Hundreds of massive robotic crawlers will descend into the abyss, changing our oceans forever.
Dozens of nations, led by France, Germany, and Canada, are desperately calling for a global moratorium.
They argue that we cannot destroy an ecosystem we haven't even fully explored or understood yet.
We know more about the surface of the Moon and Mars than we do about the bottom of our own oceans.
If we allow greed to strip mine the abyss, the damage will be completely irreversible.
Once these ancient ecosystems are wiped out, they will never return. But the corporate lobby is incredibly powerful, spending millions to convince governments that deep-sea mining is green. They claim that without these ocean minerals, we cannot build enough electric cars to stop climate change. It is a twisted paradox, destroying one part of the planet to save another. The choice we make in the next few months will determine the fate of the global environment for the next 1,000 years.
Will we protect the last untouched wilderness on Earth?
Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep investigative documentaries. See you in the next Abyss.